This podcast is for educational purposes only. It is not medical advice. Please always consult with your personal physician for your individual medical needs. Trivia time. What is the largest muscle in the body? It is your gluteus maximus, so your glutes. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Nola Knows of Fleur de Lis Aesthetic and Concierge Medicine. And today is exciting because even though I am a physician, I do medicine, but I am not an expert in exercise physiology. I am not a master trainer, and I definitely don't have any diplomas that say anything about exercise and lifting weights. So we have a special guest. His name is Coach Leroy Brown. He is a master trainer. Also, he's an Army veteran, and he knows everything about exercise and getting your body right from an exercise standpoint. So we are going to have a wonderful conversation to synergistically make sure that you guys have a understanding of how exercise and how the health component fit together very nicely. So without further ado, welcome Coach Brown. Welcome Coach Brown. How are you
And how
feeling
y'all
today?
doing? I'm doing awesome. You might hear noise in the background. That's Carmen, my assistant, my two-year-old baby. So you might hear a lot of her back and forth, but I'm doing great, and I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. So let's get the conversation started about just exercise in general. There are a lot of ladies. Let's start with the ladies first. Ladies, okay. So ladies usually are afraid of lifting weights because they don't want to look like the Terminator. Right. So, how
Yeah.
can women still, work out, lose the weight, and they still keep their toned but lean physique? So, let's do some myth busters.
All right. The biggest thing about lifting weights is the conditioning part, that you have to condition your body condition for your own body weight before you start touching weights. That prevent injury, that prevent that you feeling so sore that you don't want to do it no more, especially if you're just starting. You want to master your own body weight. That's moving around. That's doing exercises without the weight first. The tone tight part come in high reps when you start doing weight, but you always want to talk to a personal trainer, certified personal trainer when you deal with weights and anything like that, especially when you get on the machines, because it's easy to get injured if you don't know what you're doing. So it's easy to ask. Just ask somebody's in the gym, or you contact me at Coach_Brown504, and I'll tell you exactly what you need to do if you just started.
Awesome, awesome. That's Coach Brown with the Nuggets, okay? And so for the guys, guys they want, the chest, the abs, and the abs, right? So say if there's a guy that's overweight, say he has, the Rick Ross body, all right? But he wants to be ripped. He wants to be summertime fine, right? So what are your recommendations for the men as far as exercise? Should they just be going to deadlift like 300 pounds or, running, or what do you recommend for the guys?
The biggest thing for guys is similar to the female. It's the conditioning part. The conditioning part for a male is a little bit intense and a little bit more, meaning you'll do a little bit of weight with your conditioning, with your plan. And that's the first 30 to 45 days, depending how out of shape you are. But once you finish that, you can start lifting weights immediately, but you'll start doing weights and master the weights. So if you start at, that's what, 135, that's the basic for a male on the bench, meaning you should bench that only 10 times. If you cannot bench that 10 times, that means you can master the weight. So for a male, it's a building process. It's a big building process on the lifting part. But once you get the lifting down pat, you start adding cardio to your workout.
Awesome. That is great advice. So I'm going to kind of speak from the health perspective. So always before you start any exercise regimen, check with your doctor first. As we get a little bit older, and even some of my adults that are in their 30s now that had injuries when they were younger, we need to know about those because the worst thing that you can do, I want to highlight what Coach Brown was saying, is that you want to make sure that you have great conditioning first. You don't want to just decide, oh, I'm just going to go into the gym and lift the heaviest weights because you can cause some injuries to your tendons. You can rip your muscles. So you want to build up to that sort of thing. And you want to make sure that you're cardiovascularly healthy enough to engage in a strenuous exercise regimen. And in the summertime, because it is hot, okay, heat strokes are a real thing and they can lead to kidney injuries that can wind up on dialysis and I mean some really bad things. So you always want to check. Make sure that you're healthy first before you start that exercise regimen. And you want to really get a personal trainer or a master trainer that's certified because that person is going to not only know the exercises that are going to be right for you, but they're going to make sure that you don't hurt yourself when you're engaging in this type of exercise regimen because some injuries can, leave some very bad complications. So always seek out a trainer that, you know, is certified in what they're doing, just like you want to go to a certified physician as well. So those are my two little tidbits. And so, Coach Brown, tell us about the different sorts of exercises, meaning like aerobics versus hit exercises, water aerobics. What are the most commonly recommended ones in general that you recommend for, people that are just trying to lose weight, not necessarily build muscle?
And the one I always recommend is HIIT, high intense training. It's considered high intense training, but everybody can do it, and that's mastering your body weight with HIIT type training. Doing reps to 5 to 25, and higher. You can do it with weights or without weights, and it's your weight. So it's things that you basically can do on your own, but at the same time, you can get with a buddy, get somebody, make it fun. All right, and you can look up HIIT training on any type of HIIT training. That's flipping tires. That's sprints. That's anything that you feel that you want to. And again, it's the mastering part. You want to master that exercise before you move on. Jumping jacks, calisthenics type. This really is HIIT is the best type of training. Now, females, aerobics is the beginning of the conditioning phase. Aerobics is where you want to start if you really want to start conditioning and then get into weightlifting. You want to start with aerobics because you got to get your breathing down pat so your muscles can get oxygen. Once you achieve the aerobics for a good 30 days, then you can move to a gym setting to lifting weights. All right. All workout types is pretty good, but it goes off of who you are and what you like. And go off of that. If you like cycling, stay with the cycling. If you like it's certain things you could just go and maintain and lose the same amount of weight if somebody else is lifting a different type of tactic of aerobics or HIIT or frequency training. I can't hear you. Your mic off.
Sorry, I forgot to take myself off mute. So, what would be your recommendation for someone who used to be an athlete? Say, like they used to play football and it's been about 5 years and now they put on 100 pounds. Okay. And so, say they still want to bulk up and say they want to lose like maybe 50 pounds because they kind of like the size, but they don't want to be like necessarily skinny. What types of exercises would it be more aerobics or just straight weightlifting or a combination of weightlifting, hit, and aerobics?
It'll be a combination of HIIT and weightlifting. It'll be both because I think about a previous athlete or athlete before they have muscle memory, and that memory can carry them through the whole workout. All right, and then that fat is this muscle tissue that turned to fat, so they could it'll flip so fast that they'll see it because their muscles remember the exact exercise, the deadlift, the push jerks. So especially athletes is the ones that lose the weight the fastest because it's really a mind thing. It's a mind thing that they know how to do it. And they know they was at a certain point at one time. It's not nothing new to them. So achieving that goal would be 10 times easier than somebody that never did a sport. But it's not saying that somebody never did sports will not achieve the same goals. It just they have they know the results. They know what they get out of it. So HIIT and working out, lifting weights, I feel like for a male or female go hand in hand because you could do aerobics but the aerobics, you got to see if it's going to be 30, 45, or 60 minutes. So if you cannot last 60 minutes, that means you didn't master it. So that's the biggest thing. And it goes back to the conditioning. Conditioning is so important with every single routine that you're doing and a proper warm up routine. Once you do that, you achieve that, you can reach any type of goal that you're trying to achieve. And consistency, stay with it. Stay with it. You got a plan, stick to the plan, write out your plan. If you got a 4 day plan, stick to that 4 day plan with a meal prep plan with it. And it going off of the calorie count. So a lot of things will go and coincide your weight, your height. But the two things will never change. It's conditioning and your plan. You get them two things down, Pat. That's the way you start. That's how you're gonna finish.
Awesome, awesome. I second that. So my next question is back to the ladies. So as females start to lose weight, most of them don't. They want to lose the weight in the unflattering areas, like your abdomen. So, what advice can you give to the females that are scared about losing their butt?
Well, you can't really lose butt and glutes because you saying lose, you mean you're losing fat, all right? Because your butt is more fatty, so you're not going to lose if you work weight train for the glutes. Now you can't target a body part. That's insane. Working a full body, your natural size of your glutes will form in place, but you can make them bigger by lifting heavier. And the only way you can lift heavier is meaning you're doing high reps of low weight to master the low weight first. All right. So the butts and the thighs, that's heavier weight. The tone and the tightness is higher reps with lighter weight. But you could build yourself up by doing heavier weight to get it the bigger in the mass. And then that goes into a lot of different type of hit and weightlifting type of training and targeting exercises. So your glutes and your lower body, you can hit those every single day because they're gonna recover. They recover fast, especially if you fully conditioned. All right, especially females. Your lower body will recover way faster than a male lower body in abdominal area. So you can do it every single day with a 2 day recovery. That's the weekend. And just sticking with that plan. If you stick with the plan, you're gonna see the results within 60 days.
Amen, amen. I wanna second that, second that. I wanna second that. I agree. So usually when you're losing weight, especially when you're losing fat, you cannot just do crunches and the fat just comes off there. No, your body is gonna go and grab that energy storage from everywhere because it doesn't need it. It's gonna dump it. With your butt or your gluteus maximus, and you have a lot of other muscles underneath that. You can always build muscle. So doing your squats and your weights are definitely going to increase that muscle mass. So nobody wants a big butt and it sags like a diaper. That's not the aesthetic that people are going for. But you will see over time as your body starts to level out in your weight loss, it's going to redistribute, proportionately. And as you build that muscle, it's going to give you that physique that you desire. So definitely stick with it. The exercise regimen, your body's going to change, but you're going to get the results that you want. So no, you're not going to go to having like a flat no butt because you are incorporating your high intensity training with your exercises that also strengthen those muscles. So don't worry, ladies. Don't worry about losing weight. What about for guys? What can they do to get abs? Will a million crunches do it? What is the exercise that actually builds their rectus abdominal muscles the best, in your opinion?
The biggest exercise is is the eating exercise. That's the thing for male or female. The eating exercise, this reduce this, and you can add an workout routine. But the crazy thing I tell people, if you have fat, let's say fat over your abs, all right, you don't want to do ab workout because you're gonna have bulging fat, meaning it's gonna stick out. It's like the bodybuilders, meaning they have fat, they have abs, but their stomach start poking out because their muscles is trying to go push forward and the fat is on top of it. So the key to this, like I tell people, if you cannot see your line, that line right there, that means you still need to do some more cardio. You need to burn that fat around it. You could do some type of core exercises to get you strengthen your core, and you really want to focus on abdominal when you can start seeing that line. And really, it's the top part. Once you start seeing the top part, then you can work your way down with the different crunches, the different lower body or lower ab exercises, and all of them pretty good. But you want to work your abs from the lower going up, even though you can start seeing this line. Now, key, if you don't see that line in the beginning, we need more cardio. We need to do more hit. We need to do more frequency. Okay, if you're doing any type of abdominal exercise and you're already big, all you're gonna do is bulge your stomach out. You're gonna be like, man, I can't fit this no more. Yeah, you get your core strong because your muscles underneath your fat. So that's the number one thing. You don't want to really do no ab big time routine if you already heavy.
I agree. I agree. Also, your rectus abdominal muscles, you have that line that he's talking about. The medical term for that is called your linea alba. So it's a piece of connective tissue that basically divides your left from your right side of your abs, and it's connective tissue, so it's not as strong as your abs, right? So if you have a lot of abdominal fat, you have some that sit on top of your abs, and then you have some that sit behind, and that's called visceral fat. It's around your organs. If you're morbidly obese and you have a lot of abdominal fat, if you're doing crunches, you can weaken that muscle and you can see even more of a protrusion. So you want to focus on building that core with the high intensity, low impact training. And if you look, I want you to go and I want you to look at runners, like runners that do sprints. A lot of them have abs, don't they? Guess what? In order to run, you need a really strong core. So it's actually building your core as well. So doing those exercises and decreasing the amount of abdominal fat you have, it is going to fall off everywhere. As you start to get towards your goal weight, you'll start to see yourself chisel out. So sadly, there's no exercise that is just to give you abs. It's going to have to fall off
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah,
So we're a little bit over 15 minutes. This has been a great conversation. I
yes,
want to say a special thank you to Master Trainer Coach Brown. Thank you for giving us our time on our show. And he's going to be a regular guest. So definitely comment below on this video. Definitely follow the podcast on All About the Medicine with Dr. Nolan O's. And please follow Coach Brown on Instagram. He will get you motivated. He also has a little clips that shows you his workout circuit. He has a training program, group and personal training right here in New Orleans, and he 5 a.m. in the morning, and 6 p.m. in the evening. And I have done it myself, and it gets it out you. Okay.
yeah.
And Coach Brown, can you spell out your Instagram for us?
It's Coach COACH underscore Brown BROWN 504 on Instagram.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for your time, and you have a good rest of the day. And hello, look at the second master trainer in training. Hey. She lifts the weights too. All right, guys. Until next time, this has been All About the Medicine with Dr. Nolan Knows. Take care.
I'm a big dog. So I do what big dogs do. Talk that talk, George. I'm a big dog. So I do what big dogs do. And I'll go to war for what I want. Talk that talk, George. I will go to war for what I love.